Which is more damaging? Ghosting the person or letting them know, hey, listen, you're just not what I'm looking for right now?
Letting them know. You really done. Like, really.
What we'll discuss tonight is should a man marry a woman's potential, right? And I came up with this topic because how often I hear women mention of themselves being wife potential. Oh, I'm a wife. I'm a wife potential. I got these qualities, and I oftentimes question it for some individuals, and I know men question it oftentimes when women throw it out loosely as if, hey, woman potential, wife potential is on every corner, on every street. So I think that more often than not, what we say is when a man marries a woman, oftentimes he's marrying what he sees in her, given where she currently is. And so the old saying, man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. So the when I hear that statement, I'm hearing myself say, well, that means that she has those qualities before he decides to marry her. So it's almost like the marriage is only validation of what was already there, as opposed to it being a marriage and then an expectation of those things being shown. You know what I mean? So for me, like I said, a lot of the times today's women mentioning that, hey, I am this, I am that, or they'll say stuff past the Dozier like, if I have a husband, I'm gonna do X, Y, and Z. You hear statements like that, like it's like, okay, well, once I reach this level, then you're gonna get these benefits. Then you're gonna see this type of woman come out of me. And so what makes a woman wife material, right? I know normally, we able to kind of, vibe a little bit before I start hitting you with all the questions, right? But my question tonight, just to kind of start off the conversation, what's going on, Nicholas? I see you, brother. Is what makes a woman wife material in Pastor Dozier's book? When you think about the qualities she should have, or just things that if you can off the top of your mind, point out, what's some of those qualities you think?
I think she got to be she got to be understanding, to him. A lot of women are real understanding about every situation, but the guy she with. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I think she got to be understanding to him. Off rip, if he don't think she understands, you lost already. I think that's number one. You know what I mean? She got to convince him that, hey, she understand him. You know what I mean? I think that comes with a whole lot. That's a lot. I'm saying a lot in that. What's up, Jeff? What's up, everybody? Yeah, without that, I really ain't got nothing else. Because it ain't her. Whatever she think it is, it ain't none of that. You know what I mean? I think because if she don't do a good job convincing him that he's understood, she lost. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? It's just one of them things where it ain't no more steps, and she's probably going to be all the things. And I hate to say this, he can understand her, but if she don't understand him, it's you know what I mean. You lost already before you started. To me, and then you're gonna start saying he's A, B, C, and D. But it came down to that, hey, he didn't really feel like you understood him. That's me. I think understand that top of the list.
I wrote down 3 things, right? So, I try to give us something foundation to grow from, to build from with conversation. So I wrote down a couple of things when it comes to wife material. I say the way she carried herself.
Yeah.
The way she connect to her.
It don't matter though.
The way she connect to her man and how she honors and respects him, right? So the way she carried herself, meaning that, she I remember you saying this classic line, I can't be shamed, right?
I can't be shamed. Now that's totally different. Yeah.
So definitely, right? So when she carried herself in a certain fashion, whether it be in the house or outside the house, that's a big deal. Number 2, how she connect with him. What you mentioned being how she need to understand him. She need to be able to show and display a level of just, hey, I connect with you. I'm on the same page as you, right? And then number 3, how she honor and respects him. So that's
listen. I don't want to deny that. I'm saying all of the above. I'm saying all of it because the only problem with it is that's what I'm saying about understanding him. For some people, that respect is like the top 2 things on this list. You see what I'm saying? For somebody else, it's a little different, but those three things are all incorporated. But I'm saying, to me, getting that, like, understand this, like, he's not joking. This is a big deal to him. You know what I mean? Like, and
Right.
somebody it is respect. Somebody it might be more shame. Some guy I mean, you like a booger wolf. He ain't even like, it ain't even no consideration. Like, I'm shame already, and I can't be shamed. You know what I mean? So what I'm saying, that you need to get that. You need to understand that. Like, that's a big deal. You know what I mean? I don't know if that's stressed enough. And then a lot of times men don't do a good job at, you know, explaining it, because you know, we want you to get it.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, don't turn into, you know, Dracula because we're at the house. You know,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? I'm still, yeah. So I'm saying all that.
Hey, but
all
what
that,
you
all
just
that
said though, Pastor, is a big deal, because what I in the area where I think that we as men, we kind of don't have it all together, is just that communication part where you say, hey, you got to be able to explain, you know, what it is that you're trying to get her to understand. And sometimes, you know, I get it from even some of my dogs. It's like, I know they my boys, so it's like when they start to explain stuff, I get it, but yeah, I have to kind of be like, well, why, what about this, or you know, why that? I really have to put it out there in a way that's like, well, you got to further explain to me, because I already know if it was somebody else, you would just give me what you think I should understand and then leave it at that, you know. So when it comes to communication, we think about, you know, what men say and women hear. You know, it's been plenty of times. I just know of my own, you know what I mean, experience. It's been plenty of times I've been trying to relay a message, and for the longest time, I'm trying to get a point through it, and I realize I got, like what you say all the time when you give me your, let me come another way, right?
Yeah.
So that let me come another way, like, you good at that, but like sometimes when you come another way, you come another way that I had no idea, like that thought was even out there until you break it down in
Yeah.
way.
But what you're saying is so good, because if we really gonna talk about should a man marry one's potential, a lot of times, I hate to say it, a lot of women lose because they ain't got another way. Most women get so set in their zone, and a man fall for that, but not men. They're not doing that. Now they're saying, hey man, if this girl ain't got no other option, she only can talk like this, she only can respond like this, I ain't going for that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because if the goal got to be, I tell everybody, even in my counseling sessions, hey, if you frustrated, you mad, but you say you trying to get understanding through this argument or whatever the disagreement is, make sure the guy hears solution in your voice.
Right.
Like, make sure he hear, I'm trying, because if not, like, you know.
So I mean, hold up, before we move on though, because see, I remember you saying that, but you know, it's people on here watching that might not remember what that meant, right? Right. Now, to me, when you saying that, that sounds like in the midst of the disagreement, there need to be some type of you know, aroma of we trying to get to a resolution here, as opposed to we just trying to battle each other out.
Right. Because if not, what ends up happening is you start taking offense to something that ain't even that serious. Like I gotta hear, not attitude. I gotta hear. I gotta see all implications that you're trying to understand, because that's what's gonna keep me going. You know what I mean? To the guy, I always tell women all the time, the man don't get no cookie because you showed out on him and you flipped out. He ain't really even so excited that he know he right. So people say, oh man, he just want to be right. Fine, you want to be right. Like, that ain't his joy. It's what it starts with is you understand him. You know what I mean? And so to me, that's, I mean, you lose, you're gonna lose him in 5 minutes, because he feel like, hey, he can't get nothing through, then he through talking about it. It ain't even gonna be no more conversation on it. You know what I mean? And so back to my point of potential, like, I wish I could say that men like this change, man. It's 2021, but he ain't go. I like the average man now. He trying to figure that out off real. You know what I mean? Because if you say stuff like, "Well, I am working on my anger," you know, I do be getting in mood swings, da 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 da. You finna lose him. You tell him, you know, I do. I mean, I do okay sometimes. Just give me a chance.
Women gonna be like, "Hey, I'm giving you honesty. you know, I'm revealing, you know, being honest with you." You saying that's gonna lose them?
Yeah. Because that's still potential. And I don't know if a man gonna marry that. He'll kick it with you. You know what I mean? But
and that to me sound like she need to be already healed. She need to already be white. She need to already be, you know, past those traumas and toxic, you know, qualities that she may still hold.
Right. Or she got to be able to speak like that's a real goal of hers on her own. Like, hey, you know what? I'm almost there. You know what I mean? I got a little more. I know I got to do, like, before I'm ready to, you know, give my all. I know I need to be doing it. Like, just say it.
Right.
Not everything's up front. And, you know, being honest about how you feel about it. You know what I mean? So that's 9 day different. But when you just like, this how I am. You know what I'm saying? I'm too old. Like you just supposed to deal with me. Like, come on, you crazy? Yeah, it's crazy. Ain't nobody been deal with that. That's all potential. You possibly gonna cuss me out. Yeah, I done busted ones out of the car before, but you know, I have been working on my attitude a little bit. Like, you crazy. And what's crazy is now men are not as how do I say it? They're not as quiet as it used to be. I you know, I come out of the world where, hey man, you got a little issue, you really don't kill a girl unless she go there with you. You just kind of like, you know, you know, okay, yeah.
Right.
Nah, man are just, I mean, I don't know, man. It's just a culture we're in, man. Dude tell you not, man. You know, you ain't got it. And you stink. You know, and it'll be like, yeah, I mean, a lot of men, used to, I